Today I'm going to remove a light set off my tree and put a new one on. Now, a couple things to keep in mind when we're doing this is we want to create, again, our work table, bring the tree up to waist height, makes it much easier to work on. I've tied up the above branches so that I can work with this row of branches independently and I can get my hands into the inside of the tree. Now, I'm getting ready to take the light set off, but before I do that, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. When I'm taking this light set off, I want to know how many bulbs are on each branch so that when I restring the light set, I end up with the same look as the rest of the tree. The other thing that you want to do is have a replacement light set that has a 6 to 8 inch spacing in between the bulbs so that you can wrap the tree the same way that the factory has, and that you can go from branch to branch and you have enough wire in between the bulbs. Otherwise, if you have a shorter spacing, you're not going to be able to cover the same amount of branches as you are with the set that comes from the factory. So let's get ready to take the light set off the tree. Now that I'm ready to take the light set off the tree, I need to locate the wiring harness and unplug the light set from the wiring harness. That's the end that I'm going to start on. So I'm actually going to take the tape off of my wiring harness. Now, if you keep this tape, you can actually use it again after we put the new light set on. So I'm going to finish untaping this, unplug the light set, and we're going to start taking it off of the branches. Now with the light set unplugged, we're going to start with the plug-in and unwrap the lights off of each branch. Now that I've removed the old set of lights from the tree, I have my new set in my hands. You'll also notice that this set has a longer lead cord to reach from the wiring harness down to the row of branches that we're replacing the lights on. So I'm going to get this plugged in, move around to the last branch that we took the lights off of, count out 12 bulbs, and start putting the light set on the tree. Now with my replacement light set plugged in, I've counted out 12 bulbs. Where I'm going to start with this is I'm actually going to take the 12th bulb and I'm going to wrap it around the tip furthest back on this branch. Now I found this is the last branch that I took my old set off of, and you'll see this branch is lit up. I'm going to work my way around the tree back to the wiring harness. So I'm going to take my 12th bulb, I'm going to wrap it around the back tip next to the branch that I'm going to go to with my next 12 lights. From there, I'm going to wrap the lights around each one of the tips using up the wire in between the lights. That's why we want to have the longer space between the lights, so it makes it easier to wrap the lights out to the tip. You can work underneath the branch and work your way back into the tree so you get a nice even and consistent amount of lights on each branch. When I get to my next branch, I'm going to count out 12 lights, place those on that branch, work all the way back to the wiring harness where I'll have 2 bulbs left over on the other branch that's lit up, and the light set will be replaced. I will put the tape back over the wiring harness, and you're all set.